The claim is not Trump is a politician. The claim is Trump was and is positioned as a wartime executive in an economic, informational, and legal war to end central bank-style debt slavery and return sovereignty, economic, legal, even spiritual, to actual people. In plain English, end rule by debt, restore rule by consent, shine light into darkness so people can see reality, end double standards, replace debt notes with honest money, replace coercion with mutual consent, replace trust us institutions with verifiable, auditable settlement. That's not just vibes. We can track it all through his actual moves. First, we have to understand what the office can actually do. Under Article 2 of the U.S. Constitution, the President is both Chief Executive of the United States and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The Commander-in-Chief clause gives the President direct authority to direct military operations and deploy force to protect our national security, especially once a conflict or threat has been defined. This authority is broad. There is a legal instrument called Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. In 2018, Trump used Section 232 to impose a 25% tariff on steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum, explicitly justifying it as national security. If we don't control steel, we don't control tanks, bridges, energy grids, pipelines, ships, aircraft. Trump used the office to say, we are taking that control back. This is Sun Tzu 101. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Let's timeline the strategy from January 20, 2017 forward. Economic realignment 2017 to 2020 and continuing now. Trump begins hammering America first. The U.S. starts openly using tariffs, including Section 232, to force adversarial and even allied nations to the table. Tariffs are reframed as a replacement for hidden taxation of U.S. workers. Trump's model says, no, you're going to pay to access us, and that payment will be used to rebuild our own production. That is de facto economic insurgency against the debt for labor slavery model. What happens when corruption, foreign influence, cartel money flows, and organized global trafficking networks are defined not as political controversies, but as national security threats? Answer: those things now fall under military purview, intelligence purview, and wartime continuity authorities. This is key to understanding the Q-posts as a psychological, informational, battle-space element. You assist the population in recognizing the war they're in, so when decisive, lawful actions are taken, public consent already exists. That's asymmetric warfare through disclosure, not tanks in the street. Let's connect sovereignty and money, because this is where XRP plus XRPL and trustlessness come in. For 100 plus years, control of money equals control of nations. Central banking structures create currency as debt, lend it into existence, and then make you work your entire life to pay back interest on money that was fabricated. You replace just trust us money with prove it money, every unit accounted for, every movement auditable, instant settlement, no middle priesthood skimming 2%, 5%, 20% forever. That's what you mean by trustlessness. You don't have to trust an institution because the ledger itself enforces honesty. If corruption, money laundering, human trafficking, and foreign capture are defined as national security threats, then the President as Commander-in-Chief is within his Article 2 lane to direct operations to identify, disrupt, replace the infrastructure that enables those threats. The end state is one set of books, one set of rules, mutual consent, not coercion. Because once you lock value transfer to transparent math and mutual consent, you end secret bribes, off-ledger wars, laundering networks, That is justice for all. Sun Tzu says, know yourself. Know your enemy. Attack strategy, not armies. Win the war before the people even realize a battle was fought. Don't engage the enemy at full strength where their strong legacy media, captured courts, supranational banking. Q's core repeated themes. These people are stupid. Trust the plan. We are giving it back to you, dark to light. Q acts as narrative air cover for a multi-year psychological and legal operation to transfer power back to we the people, not just theoretically, but operationally. The plan is to build bridges to trustlessness based on the highest moral law, mutual consent. You cannot have mutual consent when one side is lied to. So, reveal fraud, consent is reset, illegitimate power structures lose their cloak, sovereign people regain standing. Because you can't dismantle a global parasitic system quietly. From 2017 to now, what have we watched? Trade wars, tariff wars, currency wars, media wars, censorship wars, information ops, lawfare, indictments, non-stop attempts to criminalize one man's existence. When advisors and opponents are fighting in public about whether a president has plenary authority over the military domestically, they're arguing over, can the executive legally use military authority to restore order if civilian institutions are captured or corrupted? That is the end game in any continuity of government wartime power scenario. Who is the sovereign, the banker or the people? And the oath, critically, is sworn to the Constitution, not to a party, not to a bureaucracy, not to a global cartel. Now we test all of this against God's law and simple morality. God's order is consistent. Truth is light. Light reveals corruption. Consent matters. Honest scales and balances belong to the Lord. Proverbs 16:11 is explicitly about economic justice. No rigging the measure, no cheating the counterparty. Trump's plan translates this into modern systems. In God we trust equals all others verified. Truth XRP, XRPL equals justice for all. Trump declared the end of priest-class intermediaries who sit between you and your own labor energy. Is that consistent with Christ's pattern? Flip the tables of the money changers. Is it consistent with the Declaration of Independence? Yes. Is it consistent with Sun Tzu's mandate to win without destroying your own people? Yes. So morally, lawfully, strategically, it lines up. Here's how the movie ends. For 9 years, whether people understood it or not, they watched a president operate as if humanity was in a live extraction from a debt control matrix. Instead of saying we're overthrowing everything tonight, the mission was teach the people to see the cage. Prepare the public mind for a new standard, mutual consent plus honest ledger equals justice. Because once we the people accept this standard, the old system dies instantly. It cannot survive universal transparency. Trump's plan becomes a constitutional reset. We shine light into the dark. One standard of law, one standard of money, one standard of consent. Sovereign people, not managed livestock. In God we trust. All others get verified. That's not a slogan. It's our operating system for a post-slavery civilization. It's Trump's cool plan. He's earned our forever gratitude.